Hi, my name is Kata. I'm an artist based in Finland. Right now, I'm studying visual communication design at Aalto University, and this is my first video on YouTube. I thought for a long time about how to start, and in the end, I decided to start like this, with a painting process and with a quiet conversation about inner barriers, about self-limiting beliefs, because I think all of us have them. I chose to paint the shell for a reason. For me, it's a metaphor for how I feel. A mollusk lives inside its shell. The shell is its safe space. It's protected there. It's calm, it's familiar. But in order to live, to move, to find food, to experience the world, it has to come out. And when it comes out, it never really knows what will happen. Maybe something dangerous is waiting there, or maybe there are unexpected treasures. That's how it feels for me. Every time I step out of my comfort zone, I can choose fear or I can choose curiosity. And every day I try to choose curiosity, even when I may fail. Shell is about the choice, about allowing myself to try. I often hear people say that social media is evil, especially among artists and creative people. That it creates constant pressure, a feeling of a never-ending race, that everyone is moving forward, achieving things, growing faster than you, and you feel like you're falling behind. This feeling of comparison, of burnout and anxiety. And honestly, I understand where this comes from, but at the same point I ask myself a different question. What if social media doesn't have to be something I work for? What if it could work for me instead? About a year and a half ago, I had a very strong barrier. A barrier around showing myself. I loved watching other artists, people who shared their lives, their thoughts and creative process. I admired that so much. And at the same time, I loved creating videos, filming, editing. It felt very natural to me. But I didn't post anything. Why? Because I was afraid of what other people might think. Friends, classmates, people from my environment, especially in Finland where privacy and silence are very respected. I understand that, I love that too, but deep inside I knew I wanted something different. So, one summer I made a simple decision. I joined a small challenge. For 15 days I posted one reel every single day. No overthinking, just posting. The first days were uncomfortable. I felt like I was too much, like I was taking up space. But after about 10 days, something changed. I got used to pressing the publish button, and suddenly I cared less about opinions and more about how much joy this process was giving me. Posting became an act of creativity, not fear, and that's how this barrier slowly disappeared. On the 16th day, something unexpected happened. One video reached over 1 million views. My account went from about 200 followers to 15,000. And that video was about my synesthesia, about the fact that I see colors in people. Something I had hidden for most of my life because it felt strange, because people don't always understand it. I was afraid of being judged, but instead I received support, curiosity and kind words, and it changed something inside me. I started sharing my art, people became interested. I began receiving portrait commissions. That's when I truly allowed myself to believe that I could be an artist. Synesthesia became the core of my art, my way of showing the world through my own perception, and maybe of helping others not be afraid of their uniqueness. Sometimes when you step out of your shell, this is what can happen. Unexpected and beautiful. And this brings me here, to this channel. I feel like I'm stepping out of my shell again. There is another barrier I want to work through. Language, especially English. This is purely psychological. I understand English very well, but speaking is hard for me. I get nervous, I lose words, my ego panics. Even though people often tell me that my English is okay, inside my head it feels very different. And YouTube feels like the right place for this. Longer videos, more space and more time. I love production, filming, editing, painting, music, so here I want to practice. First with voiceovers, later maybe speaking directly to the camera. Slowly, not to be perfect, but to grow. In this video, I'm finishing 2 seashell paintings. In the first one, you can feel that sense of staying inside, safe, detailed and layered. In the second one, there is more movement, more light, a feeling of coming out. The techniques are different, the vibes is different, and I love that. If you'd like, tell me in the comments which artwork you liked more, and if this path resonates with you, you're welcome to subscribe. Your support gives me more space and more courage to keep creating videos like this. Thank you for being here.